Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum is making possibly here one more little low. We looked at the channel in the previous video, this kind of parallel trend channel here, out of which it seems like it broke out, but it might just be now retesting it. And depending on if the retest of this sort of channel is successful or not, it might actually come down and hit the support level here of the channel. And then what is currently a little bit unclear, but again, we don't really want to get too fussed about too confused about the micro count, is, you know, do we have the third wave complete? I think it could be complete, yeah, in whatever shape or form. I mean, it's possible to have the wave 5 of 3 here, and then this was just an A wave, a B wave, and we're now rallying in a C wave to make a higher 4, which often ends in the region of the previous wave 4 high, and then we could come down in a 5th. But I think it needs one more, at least one more low. And then I think if we get this one more low, then we need to watch for the first initial 5-wave move to the upside. An initial 5-wave move up would indicate that the trend has shifted. It's not enough for a confirmation or anything. And bear in mind, confirmation never means 100% guarantee. Yeah? There are no guarantees in these markets, but you can trade the turnaround if you like to. I think there are, especially next week, maybe already tomorrow, but tomorrow is Sunday, so there's not going to be too much volume in the market, I believe. But next week, especially with CPI, I think we've got some nice opportunities coming up. Of course, CPI is always sort of a bit unpredictable in terms of what is going to happen on that particular day, depending on the actual figures. But, you know, we are getting here into a decision point, yeah. And I think this wave 4 could be sorted out on the weekend, and then we are heading down in the wave 5, ideally making one more low. Key support here is 14.15, which doesn't mean we have to get there, but it means that there's a good chance that we hold it. Yeah, so anywhere in this box, which is between 14.15 and 1500, we should find support for ETH. Obviously, we talked about, you know, 3 waves up here, and then this as an A wave down, a B wave up, overshooting B wave, and now C down, like an expanded flat. And now we are working on our way down here in the C wave in 5 waves. We've done the 1, we've done the 2. We should possibly be finished with the 3rd wave now. Could get one more low in the 3rd as well. That's a little bit unclear on the micro side. Then the 4 up and the 5 down. So waiting really for that. I think next interesting setups could be if we make a higher wave 4. There's no guarantee we do that, but if we do, then we have, and I'm going to highlight that resistance now here, then we can, this was wave 4 resistance in yellow, but then we can highlight now the resistance here for white wave 4. This would be a short trade. Now, not necessarily a high probability one, because the lower the time frame, the less the sort of probability of working out, okay? But hitting here 1545 and 1597 in that region, and you see a turnaround there, could allow you to trade the 5th wave down of the C wave if you want to do so, or you could wait just for it to bottom in wave 4 and trade the 5th wave. And I think there is a nice opportunity to trade ETH into the, yeah, you know, maybe 1700 or possibly rather 1800, maybe even $1900 region for that 5th wave, which might still be coming. Now, do we know the wave 4 support is going to hold? No, of course not. There is a case to be made that the wave 3 was actually here, that this was a 4 and this was a 5 here. And then we basically finished off a wave 1 and we come down in a wave 2 now. That's possible as well. Then we will probably go down a little bit lower, below the yellow box. But that's why it could be important to just wait for a turnaround signal here to know that this is probably a wave 4. Or either way, you know, you could start to scale in very slowly. And then if we go down lower in wave 2 and hold wave support in wave 2, then you could become a bit more aggressive. I am, you know, at the moment, I think tactical wise, and, you know, there are different counts and people always get confused, yeah, because of course there is more than one possibility. So as I just said, I think, you know, this here in my opinion is the 3, this is the 4, and there should be, in an ideal case, one more wave upcoming. If that wave 5 doesn't happen, then we probably continue with a bear market, yeah, unless we hold wave 2 support. But of course there are different counts. Now, What you should be more interested in than what is my primary count, you should be more interested in what is the strategy, what is the tactics behind it, how do we navigate this space of different probabilities in the most profitable way. And that is really what people should be interested in. I know a lot of people try to just trade the count, which is not what you should do. A lot of people make this mistake. They see the count, they see 2 or 3 counts, they get confused, or they get frustrated because there's a bullish count and a bearish count. But no, don't trade the count. Think about, what do these 2 counts mean, and how can I identify a low risk entry and a great trade setup based on the 2 counts and the probabilities that we have here. And at the moment, my expectation would be that we're holding wave 4 support and go up. My expectation could be wrong, so we need to be prepared. What could happen if we drop down in wave 2? What will happen with my portfolio if we break down? And that is exactly why I highlighted last weekend that I took some profits, 25% of BTC and ETH that I bought in the last 3 months. I took profit with the intention of reinvesting that into some altcoins and mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum at lower prices, and I will very shortly start to scale in again with a small position and then go larger as we head further into support, but still keep it small. And then the wave 2 is really, when we hold wave 2 support eventually, so either here wave 4 would be not, still keeping it small, right, to trade the wave 5, but then what will be really interesting is when we scale back into wave 2, either there, after making wave 5, then comes down, or coming down straight away. These are the 2 bullish setups that we have. No guarantee that will work out, but if we know that we are in a wave 2 eventually and we are about to rally, then we have a really good case that the bear market low was in. And that's when, it's time to be a bit more aggressive, and also when I will use much of that cash that I have sitting sort of on the sidelines, which I reserved for exactly those setups, because that could then take us, if it all goes well and the bull run really starts, into the 10K region, maybe even higher. So, and that would be quite a decent setup. At the moment, again, there's no way of knowing if the bear market is over, but I think we have quite a few opportunities coming up now next week with that possible trade setup to trade the 5th wave, and that will be highly, highly interesting. And again, wave 3 could be here, 4 could be there, 5 could be there. Not my primary expectation because the wave 4 here was too shallow. But it's technically possible, yeah. So this is now really what the question is. Does the wave 4 support level hold? And we have a lot of altcoins currently heading back into support. So we have across the market interesting setups. Now we have, again, as I said, we have interesting setups across the market. I would recommend not to trade any crappy charts. We have a lot of crappy charts out there. That's why I don't cover all different, normally the coins that I cover, they have decent charts. AI coins are a bit of an exception because they have a short chart history and they are not ideal also from a chart point of view, a lot of them, but I wanted to be part of the hype. So I would not necessarily chase too much of it. My point, but I could be wrong, that's, it's all part of risk management. But we have a few really solid ones, of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, we've got Aave, certainly a good one. HBAR is interesting, maybe Rune, a BNB certainly. So there's a few interesting, really good charts that also have a solid long trade chart. So, and we're waiting for the good setups, but good, yeah. And that's where we are here with Ethereum. So I'm watching if we are now losing support. Maybe we already finished the wave 4. I don't actually think so. I think we should get at least here one more wave up in the 4. If we don't, then maybe the wave 3 wasn't finished. But I'm watching that. But certainly good to see that we already reached the key support area, but we should still head a bit lower. Okay, this is my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.